Thanks for that, Chrome, I guess. Alright, welcome to stream. Geo Chrome. Hope you guys are doing great. I was putting some stuff away. I was just having dinner. Right, but anyway, I didn't feel like actually streaming a game today. Just wanted to talk about myself. So yeah, another one of those streams. So yeah, I'm in Al Azum. Most of you don't actually want to listen to this. So you guys can actually click off if you want to, as usual. Good one, yeah, good on Chrome. But yeah. I think I spoke a good amount about this during my subscriber stream, right? I'm sure if some of you guys were there, you guys know this well enough. So I'm worried primarily about my future, right? Like outside of streaming, I mean, like how my work is currently going, and like my second job and all that shit. Outside of that as well, but yeah, I've been thrown into quite a lot of, what do you say? I can't even call them situations. What's the word for it? My parents basically keep bringing up the topic of like what I'm going to do in the future, but it's majorly consisting of just gaslighting and other stuff, manipulation, I guess. But yeah, it's just something I had to live with, I guess, for a few more months. But to top that off, considering all this that's going on, I don't really know what I'm going to do in the future, and I'm worried, right, for myself. Why I bring this up here? It's not relevant to the rest of the stream itself or like what I'm going to do moving forward as well. I just wanted to put it out there, right? I'll be honest. I don't even know like half the stuff I'm going to say in here. It's all going to be like random jargon, I guess. Jargon. What's the word for when you're speaking nonsense? Something similar. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I am worried, and I think it's showing in my streams as well. Guess we're in the same boat. I guess. I guess. I'm not really sure how many people actually are like in the same boat, but it's always good to, I mean, see people. I mean, it's good to see people, but I mean, hopefully we all get out of it like at some point, right? But yeah, considering that I'm already doing something, worrying about what I'm going to do after college and not having like enough people to actually have in contact for something like this, it's just been on my mind. I have no purpose nor idea what I'm going to do with my life. Yeah. Wait, Chrome, don't you already work though? I thought you already work at like a place. Like, granted, it's not something you wanted to do initially, but like, aren't you working at a place right now? Like, for me at least, like growing up, I had like a very different plan with my life and all that. It's still not the best paying job, but I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense, right? I don't want to live comfortably, but like getting to that part is fairly inconvenient, I guess, right? Uh, yeah. So there is then. There's also like not that many like good sources for me to like actually fall back on and listen to for advice and all that. Would be a struggle to survive off it if I were to move out? Yeah, that's what I'm worried about as well. Because I can live here with my parents, but I don't want to. I would much rather live on my own, like somewhere else that isn't this country, right? And that's like the primary thing I'm worried about is that I'll be stuck in this country moving forward as well. And that's one thing I'm worried about. Oh shit, I don't have a hydrate Kai. I'll get my water bottle in a bit. But thanks for stopping by. Right. So for those of you who know, I'm currently studying electronics in my college, like electrical and electronics as engineering. And I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck I learned in college, and I don't think anyone in my college knows what they're doing either. I've been talking about this quite a lot as well. I think in general, most of these systems that are there in place are a whole ass scam. Like, you're honestly just paying for a degree more than the education itself at this point, and it doesn't feel worth it. So initially, I had that as like one problem, right? Because dude, you can cheese college the same way I'm like cheesing half the fucking enemies and bosses in Dark Souls. Doing the same. I'm not Dark Souls, Elden Ring, but I did the same thing in college. Dude. I took the simplest way through everything just so that I could like clear everything with ease without having to worry about anything. But now everything that comes after this is going to be a pain in the ass because now there'll be interviews. I'll actually have to like send out my resume to like so many places. I had to like make more contacts like in the short span that I have before actually searching for a job right after I graduate, which is in 3 to 5 months. I'm not really sure when graduation is. Not sure if it's in June or in August. It's one of the two. Uh, I mean, it's weird. I don't know because they've shifted so many dates around. At this point, I'm unsure of all of it myself. I know my work with the current company that I mainly had to work with is only up till June, like mid June. But I'm done after then. And since I'm done after then, I actually had to do something else to earn money, right? And like every once in a while, I mean, Twitch does help out, right? Because whenever I do get money, it is money that I do get. So, I mean, it doesn't happen often. I mean, to be fair, I only gotten like a payout from Twitch like twice, and I've streamed for what? How long have I been a streamer for? Little over 9 months, just a little over 9 months, right? And I've only gotten paid out like twice. One was around I think the 5 month mark when my birthday was, and the other one was like this month because I mean Skybear decided to just like oil the fuck out of like my near stream, I guess. But outside of that, it's not like really a reliable source of revenue. And it's not like I intend for it to be one either. Because I don't want it to feel like I want money out of this. Like sure, it'd be helpful. And even in the future, I want to keep streaming. Because at this point, this is like the only thing. This is like the only thing that feels like satisfying and or rewarding in my life. And it feels fucked to say it. It feels so fucked to say it. Because growing up, I had like very different plans in my life, right? Like initially, when you have interests in something, and then you learn that the path you have to take is like extremely complicated. Like for example, if you wanted to become like an astronaut or something, like I'm sure a lot of us as kids wanted to be astronauts and stuff, go to space, right? Basically jump on the moon or like I don't know, go to some planet, fight aliens or some shit. I don't know. I watched too much anime as a kid. Something like that, right? But then you realize that to get to that point, you actually have to like learn so much. You actually have to go through like a lot of stuff, a lot of tests, and only at the end of it, if you're successful enough, you get to that point. And you don't want to be like an average scientist. You want to be like a good scientist, right? Or something of that state when you get to that point. So when you think about it, I mean, a lot of people lose interest in fields like these unless they have like genuine passion, I guess, which is something I didn't have for, well, becoming an astronaut as a kid. So I thought I'd like write, right? So used to write like a lot more. Like I wrote so many books before like the book I published, but I scrapped like almost all of them. So at least 8 or 9 stories that I've written, I've scrapped, and I won't ever talk about them because they're actual dog shit. Now that I think about it, and it's actually like some fucking cringe content. So let's not dive into like what I wrote there. Like as a kid, this was me back in like what, fourth grade, I guess. And fourth grade was when I actually started having like all my issues first coming to light. Like I basically knew I had like a multiple personality disorder in fourth grade. That's when I got it checked and all that. Schizophrenia and all that is something I ended up like finding out like 2 years ago. Like through the course of therapy and like getting all those tests done and all that. So even if I did have it before that, I can't say I did. Like I don't even know when it actually spiked and when it became like as serious as it is. I can't speak as it is now. But yeah, that happened. But I've been aware of my multiple personalities for like a while. Remember you talking about that? Yeah. So alongside all of that, I obviously like went through like way too many existential crises as a kid. And I'm not sure how many more kids actually went through the same thing because for all I know, the only people who actually go through existential crisis are like most teens, right? When they're going into things and they have to like start thinking about stuff. You don't usually see existential crisis amongst kids who are kids, dude. Like, what the fuck do you have in your life to like actually be worried about? But for whatever reason, just having like memories from like all kinds of mixed up places and like memories you don't even like recall from your own life is just messed up to like think about in the long run. It's a whole ass mess, and I don't know how to think about it. Like even now, like I have no idea how it started for me as a kid, but I think that's when like my childhood ended more or less. Like the moments those existential crises popped up, like they started to pop up at the very least, right? Because after that, well, I mean, anxiety and all that shit comes hand in hand with all these, right? And anxiety and all that is like one thing because it's more or less like an emotion. It's not really like a mental issue. Like everyone faces it. It's just something your brain does to you, but it's not a mental issue. It's just an emotion you feel out of like out of getting like too much worry for something, right? It's stuff like that. Even depression itself is more or less like an emotion more than like a mental issue. It only becomes like a mental issue when you have like manic depression and stuff. Again, and it's stuff that I go through, right? Right, me with my bipolarity and all that shit. It's a whole ass mess. Welcome to stream, Lazy. Hope you're doing great as well. We're talking about some smooth shit. You actually don't have to be here, but thanks so much for dropping by. Right. So having these many issues just continuously being like piled up one on top of the other and being made aware of it 2 years ago, like it hit like a truck because now that I know what's wrong with me, ideally it should have helped me like fix these, right? But I can't even take meds. I can't even take meds because if I do, my brain like just stops talking because I need like extremely heavy like medication when it comes to like schizophrenia and all this, right? So the dosage always had to be high, and because it was that high, my brain just like paused and like nothing ever like worked in my brain. I think it was post medication that my brain actually started to run slower. Uh, but I'm not sure. You guys also know that I used to like do port and all that stuff back in college, right? But that was for like a very small like section of time. Very section of time, period of time, I guess. It started in like my first year of college, went all the way into my second, right before COVID, I guess. And for a while, even during COVID, I had it. Like more than addiction, I just like liked doing it because I don't know. I felt like I could relax doing it. And then there was therapy and all then. So that whole thing went on with it, right? So basically, so what's up, Becca? Hope you're doing great. Where was I? I entirely lost my train of thought. Thanks. Right. So, where was I? Yeah. I stopped all of this stuff just because it didn't feel worth it anymore. And for as long as I was in like the spot I was in, I got out of it because of Hololive. Again, something I was spoken about it. Something I was spoken about before. Is because that's why I still like allow them as much as I do, right? I would be in like a much worse off spot if I didn't find these. Like, sure, at the time, if I had like found like literally anything else that I could have like latched onto for what do you say, emotional support, I would have, but I couldn't because there was nothing else that like gave me that kind of dopamine rush, right? Plus, like I said, pot and booze and all this shit just didn't feel worth it to me like anymore. Like it was one thing back in college, I guess, because there was like so many people around. But over time, I lost touch with like all of them because they had their own supply of it, but I just did not want to like spend it on myself while I was alone and doing all this stuff because it just felt off. It just felt dumb. So I stopped right entirely. I've been sober for like a while, like a long while now, and here we are, right? I mean, like I did mention the other day that I do have like a tab acid on me, but I haven't taken it yet. At some point, if I want to, I will. But again, I'm not going to do it alone because it doesn't feel worth it. Maybe someday on stream, I guess, but I don't know. It's not going to happen anytime soon just because I'm not in the mood for it. And I'm also not going to do it when I'm not in the right state of mind for it because it's pretty serious, right? It's pretty. I mean, it's not like a hard drug. It's a soft drug, but what are you saying? It can actually like royally fuck you up since it can technically hardwire your brain, similar to most antipsychotics and most antidepressants that are available. And I don't really want to go through it unless I'm in a good mood, which I haven't been in for like a very long time. And I'm sure many of you guys, the few of you who do drop by my streams and like actually are active in my chat and stuff. I mean, may have noticed as well because, well, I mean, personality is like an ever-changing thing, right? Not for everyone, I guess. Not for everyone, because I know so many people who keep like one personality and just like work through it, and every once in a while they'll have like a switch in mood if they're having like an off day or something of the sort. But for all of you who are there from like the start, uh, you'll have seen that I've changed at least like 3 or 4 times over the course of like these 9 months that I have been streaming. I mean, the people at the very start probably was just Falcon, right? And then over time, like a bunch of you guys from Suki started dropping by slowly, and now here you guys are. And I mean, in terms of like streamer friends and all that, it's usually just what do you say, Weeb and Geo who drop by usually. What's up, Sam? Hope you're doing great as well, right? So yeah, it's usually just Weeb and Geo, occasionally Bay and all these guys dropping in, like chatting. But Weeb also doesn't like stick around on my chat all that much because I'm not playing Genshin, and because he doesn't know what I'm playing, he doesn't stick around because he doesn't understand. Right? Is what his reasoning is, at least for the most part. Doing good, but the title concerns me. Yeah, don't worry. It is supposed to be concerning, I guess, to an extent. But it is what it is. I'm a streamer, Hoodie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've been here from like the Queen days, right? You've been here since like Queen first rated me, so I know you've been like here like quite a lot. Nia's also been there when I actually like showed my other story, Disdain, for the first time on stream, and I had a read along. Nia was one of the very few people who was actually there, like while I read it out, and I think that was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun in that stream, and that thing. That story was Monk W. Listen, that's cool, right? I know you thought it was cool, even though it was kind of monko. So there is then, there is then. Yeah. Like I spoke about it again. I do want to like have a writing stream one day, right? But I don't know. I think I'm in the right mindset to continue the story itself, but at the same time, I need like some kind of positivity because the story can't be entirely negative because that's not what the goal of the story is supposed to be. I do occasionally lurk in the streets. I know you drop by lazy. I know you drop by once in a while. So yeah, no, I mean like, fuck, I can't explain it well. But I brought up Weave and Geo because Weave and Geo are people who like drop by my streams a lot, and they're like fairly active as well, right? So that's why I brought them up. In terms of chatters and stuff, I know you guys are there. Like I know Sam, dude. Sam has dropped by so much, and I love Sam for the same thing, right? Like when I first started streaming, there was like barely anyone on here that I knew who were fans of Hololive, and then there's Sam, and then we found like a few others like Baka and all these guys. But who is the most active like Hololive fan in chat right now? Sam, right? Like who else is here? Who else is here? Right? It's why I've gone along so well with Sam. Right? I think I'll get along like even in the future with Sam. But that's beyond the point. Again, that's not even what I'm talking about. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to stream, Navy. Hope you're doing well. Right? So yeah. When I started off, my audience base was like very, very different. And even while growing, it's very, very different from like what I wanted it to be. And even now it's very different from like what I expected to be. But I won't say it's all that bad. Like even when chat is like pretty much dead, which is most of the time, I'm glad that people like Chrome and Gromy are there to like at least like breathe some life into the stream, I guess. Whenever Sam is here and all that as well. Like it that I mean I'm friends with all you guys, right? So I'm fine with all you guys being around here. But it's very far from like what I envisioned myself. Right? Like Chrome and Gromy are the closest I have to like what I wanted. But it is what it is. It is, I mean, don't take it to heart. I'm not saying the rest of your shit, but when I first started streaming, I wanted shit like just people to come in, spam fucking omega lulz because I keep saying and doing dumb shit in games. I'm shit, sure, and yeah, let's go with that, I guess. So yeah, that is that out of the way. I more or less, how did I jump here? All right, I came here from like the topic of passion itself, right? So yeah, I'm gonna move back and then I'm gonna come back to this, right? Because I want to continue off from that point I left off and completely sidetracked because I forgot what I was talking about. Right. So over time, after a few years after like my diagnosis with multiple personality disorder and stuff, basically dissociative identity disorder, right? After that, I was like, all right, I want to learn more about this because clearly there is no like remedy or like solution or like even medication or anything aside from like actually getting like surgery for it, right? If anything, there's probably like a tumor in my brain, but I don't want to. I don't want to remove it because I have a feeling it's going to entirely change up like my behavior and personality, which I don't want to deal with. Like, it's not cancer and shit. It's not cancer and shit. But like the cause of most mental issues is because there's something in your brain, right? Like there's some biologic issue when it comes to your brain. It's not something that like spawns like out of nowhere. So there's obviously something that's in your brain that's causing this to like act out, right? It's all just chemicals. And those chemicals like go out of proportion when it comes to like certain issues, especially when it comes to what do you say? Issues like all this schizophrenia and all this, right? Even depression and all that. I mean depression I don't think it's as much because depression is something you can get out of like in seconds. I think okay, Corey, I'm doing fine graphic. I mean kind of, I guess. But I just wanted to like have one stream where I talk about this. I do this from time to time, right? Every once in a while I want to talk about stuff because I just want to get it off my chest and all that. And over time it works out well. I can look back on all this, right? So there's then human brain Pepe W. True, true. But yeah, it's another reason why I didn't want my face cam on. I just did not want to deal with my cam on stream. So there's then. So yeah, the brain is what the brain is. It's not like I can do anything about it, and I do not want to like go into like getting those surgeries done or like even having what do you say even taking medication and all that is not something I want to deal with anymore. Because when I had them the last time was back in 2020, right? When I last had them and my brain like completely like flatted out, basically fizzled out. It wasn't something I enjoyed. Like not feeling anything just somehow felt worse than feeling worse. I'd like to say. Like, and it's not even like all these medications work in the same way for everyone, right? Like for someone it could be helpful, but like both my dosage as well as the meds I was taking clearly did not help, right? We're all here for curing. Done a lot. Don't you done a lot of us? I haven't done any of you guys. What are you talking about? Is there anything I can do to help? Tell you're always here if you want to talk. Yeah, I just like went, right? I just went on stream because again, it's not like even through this community I know like that many schizophrenics. It's like one thing when it comes to mental issues, but yeah, it's not even about feeling numb. It's not even about feeling numb. You actually just do not feel anything. Nothing runs in your head. So you don't feel bad. You don't feel good. It's just, you're just there. You're just there. Right. And considering that I already had dissociative identity disorder from before, uh, what are you saying? It felt harder to like actually feel like I was existing. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It feels like I'm not even, what do you say, alive? Like, and it's felt like this for like years now, I guess. Like, even outside of like these meds being the way meds are, I guess. Uh, I've just more or less lost interest. Oh wait, I fucking diverted my topic again. I'm going back again. So yeah, I experienced that yesterday. Actually, it's really rough. Yeah, when you don't even feel like yourself, and you don't even feel alive, doing anything, and you just don't feel anything at all, right? What's up, Cryo? Welcome to stream. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're doing great. But yeah, it's a whole ass thing. It's a whole ass thing, right? Now, outside of writing, like as a kid, I also switched to like the interest in psychology, right? That's how I like came into like the whole topic of like humor and shit. Uh, basically, I want to learn psychology to like better understand myself and why I feel a certain way. Because if I can get past that point, at the very least, I can make it more bearable for myself, right? So that's why I had all that going on. I wanted to get into psychology because I was interested in it. I still am interested in it, but I don't think of it as like something I'm passionate about anymore. It's just something I'm interested in now. So I can always pick it up as like a hobby, just no longer as like an option that I want to pursue in my future. So I lost interest in psychology as well, which was something I have thought about for like so many years, right? I lost interest in psychology like fairly recently. This is like mid COVID when I lost interest because so many people told me that I can always have it as like a, what are you saying, like a side thing, but like actually getting through it and being like a master in the field and or like actually surviving off it is going to be like very hard to pull off, right? So I was like, all right, I can't deal with this. So I thought I'll jump into MBA, which is the most simple thing for like anyone to do if you want to like have a brain dead job. And if you like studied in any like premium institution, like when it comes to engineering or anything, you just have to like jump into MBA, right? And it's fairly easy to get into if you're from a good college in the first place, which I am from. So it would be easy for me, but the extra work I'd have to put in then would be unreal. So I did not want to like deal with MBA, and this I decided a few months ago, like right before streaming, I guess. And I lost interest because I did not want to put in that much effort because it's not like I even cared about business in the first place. Because my end goal for like literally anything is not even money, right? I think I spoke about this the other day as well in one of the Ellen Ring streams where I spoke about just like dipping and living in a forest because I just want to get away from like a whole ass, like a mess of a society that we live in. Oh, this sounds fucking cringe. It's like one of those Joker quotes, but I genuinely just do not want to intermingle with so many people who just want like one either money or two like some sort of reputation out of it. Right? Like, sure, money is important. People want it. It's necessary to survive. But I never really like focused on it like all that much. Even like growing up as a kid. And now that I think about it, it actually like hits fairly oddly uncomfortably, I guess is the way to phrase it. I mean, it's poor phrasing, but still, right? And I mean, some of you are like older than me, but and some of you have your stuff figured out, but there's a lot younger than me as well, who probably haven't thought about it. But now they're listening to this, they'll probably get worried as well, right? And I honestly don't have advice for any of it outside of saying, uh, just try to stick to like one goal that you know you will like, instead of just like jumping from like thing to thing, trying to figure out what you're good at. Because at the end of the day, if you keep jumping from thing to thing, uh, you'll never be satisfied because you won't know what you're actually best at because you have so many things going on. I think that's like another big issue when it comes to like education as well, right? They make you do so many things which also feel useless. For the most part, like, all right, as an engineering student, what do I need biology for, right? Unless I'm going to biotech or something, which is just not like a field that's there in our college, so we can't even learn biotech even if we wanted to. Or like, what's the why would you have to like learn how to like how architecture works or any of that if you're going into like circuit design? It makes no sense, right? Like it's one thing with specialization because specialization is like specific to your field, right? But like the general idea of like having so many things to balance out and like the greater emphasis being on like your grade, your GPA, or like actually learning things is extra fucked up, right? I don't know what I'm even interested in anymore. Losing more motivation each day. Yeah. I'm honestly not sure where all of it has even stemmed from because I look at my parents, right? And I know my dad is fucking lying when he says, "Oh, I can relate as if I don't have these issues." I'm like, dude, are you fucking stupid? There's no shot you have any of the issues I did because if you did, you would not be working in the place you are right now. Like, there's no shot. There's no shot you can interact with people as much as you do. There's no shot you can put in that much effort and like think about like one thing and focus on it for like years on end actually pay attention to what you're doing and focusing on studies and all that was never something I can do as well. What makes you think you have the same issues as me, right? Outside of that, every time I do bring it up because my dad forces it out of me, I talk about my schizophrenia and stuff. He's like, "Oh, you don't have it. That's not real. Get over it. Be normal." I'm like, "Cool, then fucking helpful, I guess." I go inside my room because it's far more comfortable just like sitting in a fucking bathroom, I guess, than like talking to my dad. So there is that. I studied psychology in college, but I don't know if I'll be able to find a job when I graduate. I think the thing with psychology that you have to do is you don't just study psychology, right? And outside of that, the reason that a lot of people don't end up with like decent jobs with psychology is because a lot of them like they just do psychology because they see like quotes on Instagram and shit. They're like, all right, I'm going to be a psychologist. And I can have quotes like fucking Freud. I don't know. But a lot of them are like really fucking stupid kids. So you can actually get through it well enough. If you can actually get through it, it's going to be good for you. Because on top of just doing that, you actually had to do masters and like you actually had to do a lot of research projects, which in itself will take like 10 years of actually studying. Like when you actually start like your bachelor's in psychology, you actually have to like study for like 10 more years. Like not just studying, like with all the research and all that to actually settle down will take like a whole ass 10 years, which is why I ended up losing interest. Because by the time you're actually going to be independent and successful, it's going to take like a very long time. So you'll be in your 30s by the time you actually can practice psychology, like properly, like practice psychology, being a therapist or a counselor, psychiatrist, or like anything of the sort, right? So yeah, there's all that. Fuck yeah, it's just a thing in India, I guess. Like there are people in our generation, I guess, who are open to all this. But like a good majority of the adults, if they haven't had a psychology background, if they're not therapists and stuff, they just don't acknowledge any of this. There are some parents who will be like, "Oh, okay, my kid has depression. I'll get the meds," and then they expect their kids to be like normal and stuff. And then there's like a few parents. There's very few parents, I guess, who are actually like supportive of it. But by supportive, I don't mean like spoiling their kids and all that. Because then they straight up said not real. Yeah, they just straight up said not real. The reason why I want to study it because I've been dealing with severe depression for over 2 years now. I always wanted to know why yeah, it's the same reason I had as well, Navy. It's the same reason I had as well, Navy. That's why I wanted to do psychology. That's why I wanted to study psychology for like years. So I'm not actually going to do psychology like moving forward because I can't put in that effort in. I just don't care enough, right? And I'll come to this point again later before I divert into that. Uh, but I'm going to do like psychology courses on like the side, but I'm not going to like take it up as like a degree. If I want to study issues and all that is something I can always like find courses on. I can read research papers because I have an interest in psychology, right? Even till date, I can like watch all these lectures and stuff if it's related to something that I will be interested in or want to learn. But like stuff that I don't care about, I just can't care about. Like I can't bring myself to like forcibly care about it at all, right? So there is that whole thing going on. Go make shit up and go study. I mean, yeah, yeah, that's more or less how it works, right? So, I mean, granted, I started working in the second job because I asked my dad for like help and shit, right? Because since I'm like as weird as I am now, it makes sense to have like at least like a good foothold in what you're doing. And college was effectively useless for me, since college was effectively useless for me, I actually need to pick up skills from like elsewhere, and that's worrying me even more. So my dad said he'll like find like a company which can help out with at least like unpaid internships. I'm like, sure, you know what? I'll do fucking unpaid work if it gives me experience, I guess, right? Because the way I learn more than like watching fucking garbage ass videos is like actually watching someone like do that same thing, right? That's how like that's why most of my practicals have gone by like much better than like any of my theoretical things in college as well. Even like the PS1 type thing, the practice school thing that I spoke about went better in my second year than it is going right now in my PS2. My practice school 2 is actual dog shit. This is the same edtech company I've been talking about. It's actually been so fucking stupid, and I have like so many reports due from it. So it's like a whole ass pain in the ass. There is then. So what's up, Kim? Hope you're doing great. So yeah, I had that whole thing going. It's actually just fucking dumb. It's actually just stupid. At the same time, I'm supposed to somewhat give a shit about it, at least through like our faculty side. Because aside from just having like that job at this company, we also have to do these assignments given to us by our faculty mentors. Right. So I have to balance those two as well as like my second job, which I'll be starting soon. But like the second job, more than starting soon, more or less has already started because I basically just have to like learn a lot of stuff when it comes to like these things. My dad just keeps sending me like papers and like videos, and he just like asks me to like watch all of them. But he doesn't believe that I watch them for like whatever reason. Because every single time he comes into my room, I'm like playing Elden Ring, which I'm like, bro, you think I'm going to fucking study at like 10 in the night? I stream at 10 in the night. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. So yeah, talking about mental issues too. Try my best to be honest. Yeah, it is what it is, Kim. So you're free to vent about it if you want as well. That's what more or less everyone in chat is doing. So there's that. My parents always say be mature already. It's too fucking vague for me to even understand. Dude, it's not even like vague, right? By be mature, most parents expect you to like be like them because they think you're like fucking carbon copies, right? But and there's a lot of kids who are actually like carbon copies of their parents, and I'm nothing like any of my parents or like even my extended family at all, right? There's like not a single person in my family who can relate to my issues because none of them have gone through like stuff like this. Like it's one thing with anxiety again, like I mentioned, anxiety is like very common. Almost everyone has it to some degree, right? And everyone gets anxious whenever they think about like the future, what they're doing, if they're doing like something right or wrong, right? So anxiety is faced by like a lot of people, and the simplest solution to that is to like surround yourself by people who are like supportive. But you can't do that when people are like, "Oh, just don't be anxious." The forehead and shit, lad. Right? It's fucking dumb. I shower some of my feelings and humiliate me like I'm some dramatic child in the family. Couldn't face them once till now, unless it's just chores or whatnot. Yeah, same issue here. It's why I stay up at night longer. It's why I stay up at night and wake up like really late in the morning. Because if I wake up late enough, my dad leaves for work, so I don't have to interact with him. And my mom will either be like doing her exercise shit or like making some food, or she'll be asleep as well. So I can just like chill in the afternoon. I can take her to my work and all that shit. There's my brother who like in all honesty I don't care about, but is like the favorite child in the family, right? So my parents like obviously give a shit about him like far more than it about me. Like in terms of spoiled, I guess you could count my brother in that picture. But my parents keep saying that they've pampered me. I'm like, dude, you got me one laptop after like 5 years because my old one wasn't working, and I needed it for college because MATLAB could not work on my previous laptop, and I needed a new laptop anyway. I thought I'll get a high end one, and that's how I have my Acer Predator, which is also so fucking dumb, right? And I told my dad I need a fucking ice pack because my laptop heats up. He's like, what? Why did you even buy it if it heats up that much? I'm like, dude, it obviously fucking heats up. You need a cooling fan, but you say it isn't necessary. So what's the point, right? So I don't have a cooling fan, and my dad thinks it's my fault. I'm like, cool, dude. Whatever you say. So yeah, typical parents that just blame the games 99% of the time. Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. Uh, like my dad knows I'll actually straight up just like cut off any ties if they do anything to like any of the devices I own. Uh, like I'll straight up just like leave the home if they like take my laptop. Like I'll live on the fucking road, dude. I don't care, right? So there is that. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I guess. Unrelated to anyone in my family as well. I always try to make my sleep schedule the opposite of my family, but because then I get to spend some time. Yeah, it's why I stay up at night. Uh, yeah, it's why I'm like usually up to like 3 or 4 in the morning because my parents go to sleep at like what 10, 11 ish. So I have like a good 5 or 6 hours of alone time where they won't disturb me like at all. Because all right, you guys who were there during the 12-hour stream, you guys know I was like awake, right? And I didn't even like feel sleepy for the most part. And the only reason I ended was because my parents were waking up, right? My plan was to stay up the entire day. Not even the entire day. I mean, my plan was to stay up during the morning and sleep in the afternoon. But every time I talk to my dad, I just get like a fucking headache, dude. Because I don't know. It just feels so unnatural, right? It's like two people who can't really hold a conversation are being forced to hold a conversation, and it's just mentally exhausting. And it spiked my headache, which I mean, all of you have been here like for the past few streams of this type know that I've always had a headache, and I don't think it's a migraine. I don't think it's migraine because I mean, it's never been pointed out. It's never been like caught. Like whenever I went for like checkups and stuff. So if it's not a migraine, I just like have a weird headache, which is always there, and it just spikes every once in a while. And I'm not sure what the reason for it is, but whenever it does, I just like try sleeping it off, and that's what happened. But then I woke up and I was still fucking drained, and I'm still drained. Like I was drained yesterday as well, but I still streamed because I felt like streaming. But today I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm in the right headspace to like stream like a game itself and or try to be entertaining either because I mean obviously when as a streamer, am I a streamer? I mean I guess I stream, but that's about it. I can't call myself a streamer because whenever I look at like people who actually stream, right? So you look at like Weeb or Geo. Again, I'll give these two as examples because I drop by their streams quite a lot. I you know what? Let's give Baka as an example. Let's give Baka. Baka's probably a better example because I think Baka is someone almost all of us in the community look up to, right? He's someone almost all of us look up to, right? Like as a streamer at least, and as non-streamers, Baka is just someone we can enjoy. When you compare yourself to people at, you just start to feel like your stuff isn't good enough. So in that case, why even put out stuff, right? But I spoke about this in the very beginning of this stream. This is the only thing that fills me with some sort of like satisfaction, and it's why I keep streaming. And if not for that, I would have quit long ago. Like honestly, I wouldn't have streamed for like longer than 4 months. But it's because people like Max and Falcon, who keep dropping by every once in a while, that I'm here where I am now. If not for those two, I honestly would have just like left all this alone. I wouldn't even be on Twitch or anything, and I don't know what I would have done. I honestly don't know what I would be doing. Right? What's up, Kate? Welcome to stream. Also, what's up, Chop? Welcome to stream. The only hero I look up to is Iron Man. All right, let's talk about Chop as well, since Chop is here. Right? Friends are also so good. Angel, I swear, but there are other problems too. We all love them, I guess. I guess. I can't really call my parents angels or anything of the sort. Far be it from there. As then. The only streamer I aspire to be is Pokemon. Well, Chop, you can actually do that by having your face cam all at all times. So yeah. Another thing that satisfies me is come. Okay, then. So anyway, interesting. But yeah, let me let me like talk about Chop as well, right? So Chop is another streamer I look up to. Both as a streamer and as a person because he just is like very cool when it comes to like all of this shit, right? He knows what he's doing, or at least it seems like he knows what he's doing, which is the same mindset I want to have going into all of this. Yeah, I turn off viewer counts everywhere. I can find using adblock software. Oh, dude, yeah, I don't care about then. I don't care about like viewer counts and all that. Like it's off for me as well. Like if I switch to like my career dashboard now, I don't see my viewer count, and the only time I see my follower count is what do you say? It's because it's there as like a follower goal thingy to the side, so I can like see how many people are following. I can see when someone unfollows and shit. So there is then, but viewer counts and all that aren't something I care about like at all, right? Like maybe at the end of the day, I end up looking at my analytics to see if people are having fun in the stream or not, because obviously if a stream is good, then more people are watching in like a given time, right? Or at least that's how I think about it. But the reason I brought up Barker is because like despite his viewer count, he still remains the same. Like it works out well for him. I'm not talking about his viewer count. I'm talking about just Barker as a streamer. It's just fun to watch. The same goes for people like you, Chop, as well as Ducky and Mew and all these guys, right? You guys are just fun to watch, I guess. I mean, true. Chop, what is the last time you streamed though? What the fuck? I don't know when the last time you streamed was. It's been like no, you streamed recently. I know you streamed recently. Roman raided you, so I remember then. So yeah, I don't stream. Alright, Chop doesn't stream. Never mind. So yeah. See, the thing is, uh, aside from me just doing like the streaming thing as like a side thing now, eventually I wanted to like at least be something I can like actually feel more satisfaction out of, right? Because like I mentioned again, since this is the only thing that feels satisfying, it's not going to feel satisfying if it doesn't feel like I'm streaming anymore. Like if I'm streaming to a dead chat, like I did at the very beginning of like when I started streaming, I would just lose interest. I would just like play games like silently, like I have done for like years now. Right? Like even like while playing PS, I think PS2 was like when I actually like started like talking to people on the internet. Uh, but what do you say? When it comes to like games like Genshin, which I played silently for the most part, I can't play Genshin again for the same reason. I just think that game is not meant to be played by like that many people. Thanks for the follow, Power Rider. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just chill. I don't have my jokes with me. I mean, it's not like you need jokes and stuff, right? There are several ways of like keeping up like some sort of energy in your streams, and I think people like Geo and Baka and all these guys have that going on for them. And people like Chop and Chop singing as well. You guys actually have to go check it out. Chop doesn't stream by the way, but go drop him a follow so you can hear him sing occasionally, I guess. So yeah, every once in a while when I look at streamers like this, and I look back at myself, I'm like, okay, I can watch myself. I can watch myself, but like, what about like the rest of the people? Like, how much can someone else watch me? Right? Surely there's like a few of you who will, but like a majority of you don't, right? Because there's always going to be like better streamers out there, which again is not something I care about. But at the same time, I like talking to people, which is why I stream, right? Which is where real congress procrastinate after they make TikTok and YouTube content. Yeah, I can't make TikTok content because TikTok is banned in this country. Not like I want to make TikTok content as well. YouTube content as well. While I planned on making it, right now I'm just uploading VODs, dude. I'm just uploading my VODs there because, like I've spoken about it, in the future, I don't know how long it's going to be. In the future, I want to look back at like my streams that I'm doing currently and like see how much I've changed as a person. I only started this year though. Honestly, I wish I started it when I actually started my streams because now there's just like a lost wars and shit everywhere. Like there's so many lost streams that I can never recover. I mean, most of them were pretty dog shit in the very beginning, obviously, but I did have fun in like so many of the streams, and I wish when I had them, right. Uh, Not when you jump in Elden Ring. Wait, what? I'm going to streams with many people. The streamer doesn't even know you're there. Yeah, it's why I don't watch like what do you say partners, right? And even in streams which I know have like a lot of people, I don't drop by usually. Like unless I like the person, unless I like the streamer itself, I won't drop by your stream. I think that's like something a lot of you can see. I'll usually like be lurking in like chats, or if I'm active for like very small amounts of time before like I see chat start to get started again, right? As that extroverted, right? I'm not extroverted. Chop, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not extroverted. Bro, I literally avoid conversation as much as I can. The reason why I'm streaming and having conversations with you guys is because it feels very different from like a IRL conversation. It feels very different from like an IRL conversation. It doesn't even feel like I'm talking to like what do you say? People, right? Like I'm not saying you guys aren't people, but it just doesn't have the same feel as social interaction. And it just feels comfortable in that sense. If you guys see me on like voice chats as well, like on Discords, if I ever drop by them, I haven't dropped by them like fucking weeks, I guess. I think the last time I showed up somewhere was on Ghostly's Discord. But streamers are all introverted? That's not true. That's not true, Geo. I know a lot of people are like mad extroverted. Like look at Ghostly, for example. People like Ghostly and Ducky and all these guys are like extremely extroverted. Right? They're just like open about like a lot of things. I mean, they don't like openly talk about everything, but they have good people skills, I guess, right? Which I don't, because I've had to pick up people skills through the course of like the few months that I streamed on Twitch. I never had them. I never grew up with them because they're just not that many people I talk to. I want to stream more, but the very few section of good mobile game is just bad in. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one of the reasons I'm procrastinating starting Arknights as well. But I'm gonna do it at some point. I just want to like pick up a new gotcha game and I want to do it on stream. So I want to like start and play Arknights entirely on stream, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't like lurking in streams. If I join a stream, I want to talk to people there. I mean, uh, understandable, right? Understandable. So I'll interact for like a few minutes, but I end up lurking because I know a lot of people care about like their viewer counts and stuff. Especially people who like think about growth and all that stuff a lot. I know they appreciate lurkers. If they don't, well, that's on them. Fuck them, I guess. In which case, even I'll stop lurking there because they don't appreciate lurkers. But that's like an entirely different like issue. When it comes to lurking itself, it's like a whole different ballpark, right? So I drop by streams. If I like someone, I'll stop by. Every once in a while, if I feel like it, I'll jump back into conversation. But if I see a chat moving way too fast, like, alright, bro, I'm gonna switch to Geo's chat, right? I have Geo's chat right here, right? I'll look at this. And like, look at his timestamps right here. This is how fast his chat moves all the time. This is how fast his chat moves like all the time, right? Right. So I'll drop by every once in a while. If I see chat isn't moving as much, I'll interact there. I'll interact there. However, if there's way too many people in chat, and if I see people I don't like in the chat, I'm not going to interact in there. Comparison, listen, it's not comparison. I'm talking about why I don't speak as much in some streams. I'm talking about why I don't speak as much in some streams. Listening, Madge, okay, Chop. Okay, Chop. You say that. You say that. I get tired from streaming, but I keep streaming for long hours anyway. Dude, I don't get tired from streaming unless I'm doing something that feels fucking brain dead. So it's why I don't stream Genshin. It's why I don't stream Genshin. Genshin actually exhausts me. Because you have to milk content out of Genshin to like actually have content in Genshin. That or you play extremely slowly and you like act like a comfy streamer, I guess, which is clearly not like what I want to do because there's no shot I'll be like a comfy streamer, right? So I can't even like try to go for that ballpark. My chat fast never. That's some fat cap right there, Geo. This chat can be very fast, yes. Usually towards the end of the stream, it's more chill. Uh, I guess so. I drop by very like. I mean, Geo does see me in his chat like every once in a while, but that's like a different issue. It's pretty fast, Geo. He usually bot commands. It's not really just bot commands, dude. Comfy streamer, yep. Every streamer I watch is comfy. I am not comfy, Chop. What are you talking about? I am like the most chaotically inefficient streamer you'll see in your life. So yeah. Alright, I have raids turned off and all that shit as well in the stream, so you won't see any of that. However, alright, never mind. My sound alerts are also off. No one can actually use the Crucial Redeem here, I think. We're fine. I only watch Mew. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, Mew is a comfy streamer. I love Mew. I mean, I think everyone who watches Mew like says the same thing. Like, I haven't found like a single person who doesn't like Mew. But there is then. You don't know all Geo? That's proof that it's fast. Uh, what are you talking about? In Geo stream? Yeah. I don't wall Geo and Geo stream. Like even Chop don't walls like streamers and like their streams. But we don't talk about that. Anyways, wider streams are honestly so fun to watch. I'm quite active on his offline chat most of the time. Dude, offline chats, I'm not gonna lie, are pretty weird. Alright. I don't know why. It just feels a little weird. Like it's one thing like right before the stream starts. Because then people like come in who are actually going to watch the stream. But like complete offline streams when like the stream is nowhere close to starting is just like odd, right? Mew's comfy, yeah. I feel comfy here too. That's some cap right there, Kim. Right. I'm saying Geo Donowalls because his chat's too fast times. That Geo's famous. But again, that's not like why I brought up Geo, and I'm not comparing myself with Geo. Because again, in terms of the way like he handles his chat as well as the stream itself, is very different from like the way I what do you say deal with my chat and my streams. Because Geo just has like his focus on the flow of the stream itself. Whereas mine is usually like on chat itself, unless I'm paying way too much attention to the game. Like whenever I'm exploring an Elden Ring, I guess. Getting fucking butchered by every single fucking imp. There's that. The fine taste of brick, true. That little bittersweet taste, I guess. I watch people because I like them. Yeah, so that's why most of the people that you'll see me watch are people I like. I won't open someone's stream if I don't like them. I'll follow them and I'll leave them followed, but I just won't watch. I won't watch them because I probably will not like their vibe for the most part. And I can give like a few streamers as examples, but I don't really like want to like point out names right now, right? I mean, I've already done them at different streams. Does that you helped me through a lot of tough times in the last few months? Ducky too. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Uh, in my defense, I guess. I mean, defense. I mean, I don't really like want to like trauma dump on like streamers, right? So like whenever I have something on my mind, I never talk about it in like some other stream. I usually have like specific streams like this where I talk about like issues when it comes to it. I won't go and talk about all this in like others chats. Like you'll never see me bring up any of these topics elsewhere. It's always only going to be here because I don't like the concept of trauma dumping itself. So there's then. They can be weird, but that's what makes it somewhat fun to interact with. I guess that's fine. But I guess that's fine. And but then so Envy's chat is one thing, but then you look at like a Miskiff's offline chat and stuff, it's kind of fucking weird. In way-based chat and all that is kind of fucking weird. Like offline chat, I mean, is kind of fucking weird, right? Like even the Hololive girls' offline chats is they're usually always weird, but it is what it is. Offline chat, Pepe W. Listen, I like my offline chat if whenever they exist. I see Nya coming in with like blankies every morning. It's very cool to see. There's then. It seems to go the conversation we have on stream plus find you entertaining. Yeah, but so Nivi, I think the reason you think that way is because we interact quite a lot, right? And it's not just on this stream, but it's because I interact with you on like many other streams. I see you on what Weebs, I see you on Akinos, I see you on Geos, I see you in Odites, I see you on like I saw you in Shuns, dude. Right? So I since we've interacted that much, it feels like we're friends, right? And that's why we're watching it. If not for that, like why watch? I can't do offline group chats. Any groups that's bigger than three makes me anxiety. Yeah, relatable. Nivi is everywhere. True. Nivi is also active everywhere. It's very different from like me. Another reason I'm not active everywhere is just because I don't know, dude. I just lack the energy when it comes to like interaction. I guess at like multiple places at once. So I can like lurk, but like actually keeping up a conversation just like tires me. Nivi is everywhere I am. True. True. Nivi just like stalking Geo at this point. Nyan stops by my chat. Dude, Nya stops by everywhere. Nya's Geeky Chan. So whenever I see Nya's streams and all that as well, I drop by Nya's chats. So there is that. But Nya usually streams at like fucking 5 in the morning and gets mad that I'm awake. There's that. Go to chat, add on my chat arena. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah. That is all then. That is all of then. Right. So yeah. That's the reason I don't like. I got all these streamers because my shoutouts and raids make sense. Makes sense. So yeah, I'm active on streamers I like or I feel comfortable enough to talk to a streamer. For example, in Shun's stream, I just say hi and then lurk. Yeah, I talked in Shun's chat for like a while. I speak to the dude like here and there because I like talking to him. But the rest of his chat, the rest of his community feels a little off, I guess. Says that. Guess I'll get back to Destiny 2, feels Dankman. Feels Dankman. Sam, not like this. The campaign of Destiny 2 is actually the best campaign. Oof. I'm not playing Destiny 2. Despite all of this. Shun's really cool. Yes, so Shun's pretty cool. But it's just the rest of his community. Like some of them are like pretty cool, right? Like the other streamers in his community who get shouted out and stuff are like pretty cool. Like even his mod Kage and all these guys are like pretty cool. But there's so many like weird people like who actually drop by and I'm not sure why that is the reason. But I can't interact with any of them. So I just don't. Even Baka's chat, right? I like talking to Baka. So I talk to Baka on like different streams, or I see him, I'll be like, yo, Pog you, Baka and shit line. I mean, then we see Odite and all that as well. So I interact with Odite, but like, if it's outside the general group of people that I'm used to interacting with, like you'll see people like Miza and all that stuff. Whenever I see Miza and stuff, I don't interact as much. Dude, if you see me in Kurotenshi stream, by the way, if you see me in Kurotenshi stream, you know that I'm fairly active in his chat because I'm comfortable with his community as well. Even Suki's chat and stuff like that, I'm comfortable with the communities there. So I'll be way more active there than in communities that I'm like newer to. Than in communities that I'm newer to, right? Uh, so like I used to be active on Konos chat. I'm no longer active on Konos chat for the same reason that there's a lot of weird people in our chat now, which I can't interact with. Neither do I want to. So even though I see like familiar names, I won't interact with them. But when it comes to like a few other streamers, for example, again, Odite and all these guys, right? I'll talk quite a bit. It's another reason why I'm not active on Ghostly streams as well. Aren't we weird too? No, that's not what I mean, Gio. Like, dude, even I'm fucking weird, right? Even I'm fucking weird. Like, what would I be if I was not weird? Like, I would not be a streamer if I was not weird. Like, who name one normal streamer? I have not met one normal streamer that I enjoy at least. Coach chat is calm most of the time, makes comfortable with talking. It's that plus like the people who are in his chat are also like pretty cool, dude. That's why I like talking to like Tuala, Ash, and all these guys, right? Plus, like I see so many streamer friends in there. So it's always fun to see. We're all weird at some point, yeah. So that's not what I'm talking about. Some people are extra fucking just. I'm not even talking about like degenerates and shit. Dude. I'm talking about just like people who can't pick up on like cues, like any conversation cues and all that. Like all they just like start spamming it weird shit. Like, alright, I'm sure you guys have seen this in Genshin streams, especially, right? I'm going to give this as an example because I know way too many people on Genshin streams who are like fucking weird. Yeah. Uh, Alright, so this isn't like the weirdest of the lot, but I'm gonna give an example of like these dudes. Like, wow, I got a perfect artifact with 13% crit rate, 20% crit damage. I'm like, cool, dude. Who fucking asked? I'm like, bro, I got Kokomi on 20 rolls, 20 pity. I'm like, yo, mods ban this fucker. Right? That'll be my like straight up response right there at this point. You should lie. Yeah, those people. Like they don't even feel like people do. They feel like fucking bots. They feel like fucking bots, right? So I just can't interact with in I can't interact in chats where I see stuff like that. What the hell? You changed SMH? What yeah, we have SMH. Yeah, we have SMH. What are you talking about? Look at this shit. Right now, I guess you won the duck one. As then. Anyway, I just got 300 5 stars back to back, and I'm F2P player. Only yeah, F2P by the way. F2P by the way. Tough lad. Yeah, flexers. It's not just then. It's not just then. This guy's in like my chat problem is he's regular. How Geo? How? But yeah, Geo also has like a pretty weird fucking community. It's another SMH cool. We have two SMHs now. But Geo's community has like either really cool people, like you see people like Nivi and Sean and all these guys. And then you see these kinds of people, and you're like, what the fuck? How do you interact with these chats, right? Like, alright, so since Shop is here again, yeah, fucking account reviewers, dude. Fucking account reviewers. Jesus Christ. He's a mod for Kyo. Oh, oof. That's unfortunate. Every time he talks, when he flex, oof. Oof. There's a difference between loving a game and being obsessed with the game. Dude, I think a lot of people who play Genshin are obsessed with the game. Uh, I don't understand how, like, a lot of people like it. Like, sure, I guess if you want to like it, like it. But, dude, the game isn't that good. The game isn't that good. And in all honesty, I don't think it's going to improve either. Because the devs don't care. And I've spoken about this so many more times. Oh, will the Pyro Archon, Mr. Streamer? Yeah, you just like fucking Pepe credit, I guess. It's tough line. But I'm not going to talk about Genshin. Right? I can't. I'm still playing Genshin because I'm addicted. So until I completely lose interest, or something like completely overtakes the game, like the Seven Deadly Sins game, or like oh the Ritual dude. I remember the Ritual dude in Geo's chat. I was there that day. I was there that day. Yeah, and then so like there's a Seven Deadly Sins game that's coming out right, and that looks really cool. I think I showed it on stream. So I do want to play that at some point. And there's like even Arknight's Endfield, which is coming out very soon, and that also looks so fucking cool. I actually can't wait for that to come out as well. We have Tower of Fantasy coming out this year. We also have what do you say? We have a bunch more, right? Blue Protocol is also coming out next year. I think. I hope. I don't know. I'm on Copium. There is then. It's tough line. But yeah, it's that's why I don't like interact with like a lot of communities, especially when it comes to this, because I can always like shit talk people who come into like communities like this, but like the streamer may not like it because it ruins the vibe of the stream itself, right? Except for Star Rail, I want to play Star Rail as well. But Star Rail is not going to be an open world game, right? So it's a game I can play, but it's not open world. Because then, just last time, someone came and was like, make the characters. Uh, oh, Roblox kids, I guess. I guess they're from Roblox. So yeah, it's a whole ass issue. It's a whole ass issue. I never ever want to have people add in my community, so I'm just gonna like more or less ignore them whenever they come here. I don't try it since they're also releasing a mobile. Yeah. So I'm gonna mostly play it on mobile for the most part. They're not even following, bro. There's so many people who don't follow and they ask for like weird shit. Yeah, get Donewalled. Yeah, no, bro. I'm not even Donewall them. I just won't acknowledge them. I like look at the thing. I'll make sure they know I'm looking at chat, reading the statement. I just like ignore it. Why though, dude? The Genshin community is pretty fucking weird. Like you'll find like a small selection of people who are like really cool. Again, people like Geo, Nevi, Chop, and all these guys. But then, can't believe you don't remember. I dropped by 2 months ago and I gave you 69 biddies. Oh god, bro. Dude, people who comment for me don't even do that, right? So I probably won't remember. And then there's some people who, all right. So I had a subscriber only stream right the other day. I had a sub only stream the other day, right? Because I just thought, you know what? We got quite a lot of subs last month because of Skybear. So before like all of them expire, let's just have the sub only stream. So like all of you guys can watch it because so many of you guys are subbed, and those of you who aren't subbed, you're at least VIPs in my chat, so you all can watch it regardless, right? One dude comes in, he says hi. I'm like, there's a non-sub in chat. I don't know if this was open for non-subs. And then he instantly unfollowed. And then he instantly unfollowed because he noticed it was subscriber only stream. I was like, all right, well, this guy is fucking brain dead, I guess. So there's then. Yeah, do you remember me? Those guys are like the fucking worst, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, the worst that could happen is one, the streamer doesn't fucking remember you, so you'll probably have like a like possibly the plainest depression attack, or you're just going to be like, oh yeah, I remember you, and then they'll forget about you in the next minute because they're like a big ass streamer. So like, why in the fuck would they care about you, right, dude? If you aren't regular in the stream, you don't matter to a stream, right? Like it's one thing if you're there in the stream, provide value, and then you like take off because you have something to do IRL. That's understandable. If you come in once in a blue moon, like you come in like once every fucking 9 months after you had a fucking child, and you say, "Oh, do you remember me? I followed you once long ago." We're like, "Oh yeah, cool, dude." And then they come back after 9 more months after having like their second son. I'm like, "Yo, do you remember me? I had a child the last time." I'm like, Thanks, dude. Sure, I guess." It's something like it's weird. It's just weird. There's like a lot of weird people on Twitch as well, but like I guess there are weird people all over the internet. So yeah, yes, totally remember. Yeah, I remember your child as well, right? There's so many attention seeking bitches. Yeah, I don't know. There's always that one random person, but the way I speak just does not invite like any of these guys in my stream. I guess, which is good for me. It's good for me, like no doubt. Like I have no issue with that because if you're fucking weird, man, I literally do not want you like in my stream. Like it's gonna like fuck up my entire like vibe or like the stream's vibe as well, I guess. Because at the end of the day, we're here to have fun, right? Like when it comes to normal streams, and not this stream in particular. But yeah, it's tough like that. Ding dong, I'm weird. Yeah, you gotta embrace that shit, right? Just gotta embrace it. I said about Curry, if he loves you, you already know. Yeah. Uh, if you guys are in my chat, like even if you're like new to it, I mean, if you guys are used to like my personality and the way I interact with you guys, you know who I like and you know who I don't like, right? So I like a majority of you guys. I'm not loud. Alright, fuck you, Nia, I guess. Right. But you can clearly tell. You can clearly tell when I don't like someone. What are you colon D'ing me for, Nia? You unloved yourself. What are you talking about? People you know, not like this. But yeah. I'm gonna bring up Drifter's name, right? Drifter isn't fucking here. So yeah. People like Drifter, for example. Like I won't say hate because hate is a strong word for a person of that character. But he's just a character at the end of the day, and it's really fucking weird. So there's that. The super mode isn't loved. Listen, Nia's been here for like a while. Nia knows enough. I don't have to like keep reassuring Nia. Right. I'm tempted to write a periodic bot script that goes through my followers and resets people who haven't showed up in 6 months via block plus unblocking. Go for it, I guess, Chop. Go for it. I know Commander Root has something like that, which you can like basically like go through. I think Commander Root has it though. I don't remember exactly. I did use something on Commander Root recently, so it like blocked and made like a lot of people unfollow. There's then. How Curry's face are throwable? Let that explain how I feel about them? Yeah. I get my face thrown against Geo's face in his streams. Means a lot, I guess. No ums in chat, please. Right. So yeah, my face is on in Geo's streams now. If you guys ever want to see it, every once in a while, even people like Access just like put my face on Geo's face, so it becomes like my face. Lucky Geo, oof, not like this. But yeah, when it comes to like my streams as well, I think I want to like take it in like this direction, right? I don't mean like having this stream every single day because I don't want to like talk about like stuff that's like very, I guess, somber, melancholic is the word, I guess. Because obviously like not everyone wants to like just sit through and listen to like one particular mood, right? Like surely there's like some people who actually want to like sit through and like have fun watching something. That's what most people are here for, right? Because at the end of the day, we're on Twitch for entertainment, right? But another reason I'm using Twitch is because I just want to look back at all this, right? To see how I'm having conversations with people. Because I know for a fact it's gonna change in like a few months or like maybe years and all that shit. Like it's also like very, very different from like what do you say? Me in the very beginning of like when I start streaming and shit. I mean, I'm flirting with cute VTubers. They're the only VTuber I flirt with. Do I flirt with VTubers? Hell no. Man, I have stand. No, I'm just joking. No, I enjoy talking to like a lot of people. But yeah. Like I think some VTubers are cute, obviously. We have people like Mew, obviously. However, bro, I'm not gonna like fucking flirt, dude. That's hella weird. That plus I have like zero game when it comes to flirting, so I'm just not gonna attempt flirting at all. That plus I don't care enough. So we have that as well. We have that as well. So I'm just not gonna flirt. Dude, alright. So I don't know if you guys were there. I think I spoke about this the other day. We were on Muse, this thing, right? No, Chop, I think you were there, Chop. We were on Muse Discord and we were playing Jackbox games in the morning. At least it was morning for me. I guess it was nighttime for some of you guys. And we had like this one flirting game. I was like, what is this game? It made me feel so uncomfortable. But like everyone else had fun. So I guess that was that. I guess it's not made for like an audience where people don't know how to like flirt or something like that. But people are like comfortable with each other can obviously like play it much more easily, right? It's stuff like I just feel uncomfortable flirting because I think it makes like someone else feel uncomfortable. So I just want to like avoid the topic entirely because, well, the game usually makes me uncomfortable, which is why I opted out. It makes sense, dude. I wanted like I opted out the second time. Yeah, there's a Jackbox flirting game. I forgot the name of it. I think what is it called, Chop? Do you know the name of it? I forgot the name of it. Now you're literally in a relationship. That's cringe, Nivi. That's fucking cringe, dude. Red bar. Anyway, yeah, there's a monster seeking monster. Yeah, so you play as humans who are secretly monsters, and your goal in the game is to float with others. Are you single, Corey? Yeah, I'm single. Unless you counted the one that one time I technically dated my other personality. Happened during an acid trip, but we don't talk about that. Oh, that game. Why do you know that game, lazy? Why do you know that game, lazy? Stay single and flirt with everyone? I'm not flirting with anyone, dude. That's hella weird. That's hella weird. I just don't enjoy it, I guess. I've spoken about it as well. Like, I'm just not relationship material. I think I spoke about this yesterday, right? Wait, I don't know if Kim is still here. I think Chrome was here as well when I was talking about this. Was this yesterday or the day before? This is during my 12-hour stream. This is during the 12-hour stream. So this is day before yesterday. This is day before yesterday. I just don't think I'm made for relationships, so I'm just not going to worry about it at all. I'm just entirely going to avoid the topic anywhere because I don't care enough. Flirting is when you constantly single out someone and you send them heart emojis and hope that they reciprocate and don't call you a creep. That is not flirting. Chop, and I've seen the kind of hearts you send on Muse stream. That's all I'm going to say. I've seen the gigantic badge you got in there, Chop, right? I'm not going to talk about like the kind of hearts you sent in there. But yeah, very interesting, Chop. I saw some YouTubers playing Jackbox together. Yeah, it's a pretty weird game. Like it's one thing if you're playing with people you're comfortable with. However, I don't know. It just felt very weird. It just felt very weird because you can technically don't wall each other in that game, which is pretty funny. I think it's pretty dumb, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, I played Jackbox games once. I think you played Quiplash with us, right? Yeah, that's then. I was here, but I didn't catch them much. Kim, you are talking with us about all this stuff. What are you talking about? It's fine then. It's fine. Right. So anyway, moving past that point, where did I go from? How did I like fucking get here? How did the conversation reach here? I think it was because Chop started talking about flirting with cute VTubers. But it's really easy for me because most people know I'm married. I'm not serious, so I could avoid the creep factor. Surely, surely everyone knows that you're married. But beyond, I mean, I'm just joking. Then, yeah, I mean, I know you like do all this shit for fun, right, Chop? But it is what it is at the end of the day. Do you really avoid it though? Do you really avoid it though? Chop, being married, that is a cringe. Hey, Gio, not like this. Yeah, Chop is married. Chop is married. Chop is older than us, dude. Chop is old. He's like 57 years old, according to like his system requirements and shit. I don't know. That sounds sort of weird wrong. listen, listen. Married people can flirt with VTubers if they want to, alright? That's just how that's just how the VTubing world works. I'm gonna type old, bro. Where is old? Didn't don't we have it? Do we not have old? I thought we did. That is 73 and has grandkids now? Yeah, I'm one of Chop's grandkids. I'm one of Chop's grandkids. But yeah, wait. How did the topic get here? How did the or never mind. I know Chop just like entirely threw my topic for like a fucking loop like twice. Like both times my topic like heavily diverted. Or because the Chop says and we're back flushing my colon. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Yeah. I was old enough to get removed. Oh man, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'm here for content. Yeah, there's no content in this stream. There's no content in this stream. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow. I don't know, dude. I'm planning on taking a break. That's all I'm going to say, right? I'm planning on taking a break for like a while. That's why I want like this. I want to put this stream out. I'm not sure how long the break is going to be. Maybe like a week or like longer. Like the last time I took like a break like this. When was the last time I took a break like this? Several months ago, I think, when I last felt like this. Because I think I streamed quite a lot. Oh no, the last time I took a break was when Russia fucking got terminated and she just got nuked off the internet, right? I was like, could you take your time with it? Yeah, so it's not just streaming. It's not even streaming at all. Like as a reason for like this. We just start talking about streams randomly. I just want to like talk about stuff randomly since we're already here. I more or less want to like bring this whole topic up because again, I spoke about this. Gossiping, yeah, gossiping. But Chop, you're here the last time we spoke about this as well. Like, I'm just like worried about like where I'm going to work in the future and stuff, right? Again, like I mentioned in the very beginning, which is why I thought I'd like do this because now I'm just like getting like extra heavily pressured by like my parents, and I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it because trying to find another home again, I guess. Oh no. I mean, to be fair, I could still stream on Discord. I'll still most likely stream on Discord. Um, but it's not going to feel like what do you say? Twitch streams itself. It won't feel like Twitch streams itself. So there is that. That's the only issue with streaming on Discord. But for these nuts, okay, Geo. But I'll see. So I want to take like some time off because I think my mood right now is not like suitable for comes for streaming itself. Like people just would not enjoy it, and I don't want to deal with that being an issue in the future as well, right? Because if I'm not having fun, I know you guys also won't have fun. And if you guys aren't having fun, I know I won't have fun either. Uh, so I just don't. I want to avoid that entire issue if I can possibly. So yeah, considering all the pressure and all that stuff, Genuinely, anxiety from worrying about your future. Yeah, dude, I'm like this close, dude. I have like 3 months until I'm done with college, and after that, I actually had to do something. Went through a similar phase around the end of college. Told you I dropped out. Yeah. I can't drop out. Shop. I cannot afford to drop out. This college has taken way too much money, and my dad's making like a whole ass issue about it, and is even threatening to like revoke my what do you say U.S. citizenship, which I don't want to do. Like the only reason I'm doing engineering right now is to like keep that same U.S. citizenship. Because if I didn't do engineering, I would have lost that citizenship. My dad would have straight up just revoked it, and I do not want to like be an Indian citizen. If anything, I want to like keep this US citizenship so I can like move back to the US and just like live there, right? Trying to take away your citizenship? Yeah, you can basically just like sign it off and like get it removed because I haven't been in US in over 10 years. So yeah, there's then. What's up, Ghostly? Welcome to stream. I dropped out once from hotel management. Sam, aren't you doing like a better degree now? And you're like topping in your college though, so it's like very different for you, right? So there's then. Are you about mental pressure when your son is going through depression? Yeah. Add on, what do you say? DID, what do you say? Bipolar disorders, add in fucking schizophrenia. Just a fuck ton of issues which make it extremely unideal to like even like exist in like a workspace environment, right? Because I zone out way too much. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it like even on streams where I entirely zone out. I forget I'm playing the game. I forget I'm on stream. And then like when I come back, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Through depression, through emotional damage, true. Emotional damage. I'm doing pretty well in college. Yeah, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. But here's the thing, right? Like, even though I won't say I did, I mean, I did fairly shit in college, but I haven't like failed. I haven't gone close to failing and all. I mean, I did technically fail one class, but I failed the class because the professors are dicks. So I said, fuck you, and he failed me. So I had to retake that course, but that's like a different issue altogether. Uh, but yeah, I technically did not pick up any skills at all through college. So I had to pick up skills like outside of it now. Which is why I keep asking like Chop and all these guys if they have any like tips or like links for like courses that I did before working at that current job. That being said, another reason I'm moving forward in like engineering itself is because I don't know, dude. I generally do not know what I want to do in the future. I spoke about this before. I have like no passion to do anything. Did fuck you to your professor? Yeah, he was a math professor. I'm an electronics student, so he can't really do anything to me. So I said, fuck you. He's like, come write the final exam. I'm like, no. And then he just like failed me. So I came back the next year and we had a different professor instead. Started then. Geek Chad Mo, the professor was a dick, dude. That professor was a fucking dick. I was like, dude, fuck you, dude. So I just didn't like write his final exam. And yeah, that's about it. That's the story of like the one course I failed in college. That is then. That is then. I mean, the only other subject I failed was like Hindi, but that wasn't in like college. That was like back in like fucking eighth grade. But I scored pretty terribly in Hindi because I don't understand the language. I think that language is dog shit. But we talk about that later, I guess. Uh, I mean Hindi is pretty shit. That's why I don't talk in Hindi. Never mind. Never mind that entire ballpark. And my professors too. One of them losing my final exam was the reason why I had to drop out. Didn't have enough credits to graduate. Oh man, that's actually just fucking stupid. That's actually just fucking stupid. Dude, I don't know why professors do this. I think they hate themselves like enough because they didn't get like a real job. So they're like, you know what? Let's just like take part in like this fucking scam and like siphon as much money out of like these kids and their parents as much as we can. To like make our own living and like live right. I'm gonna assume that's how like most colleges operate with their professors and shit. That's about it. I don't know. One reason I'm studying hard because I was pretty bad student because of science section. What? How is it related? Aren't you doing like history or something now, Sam? Aren't you doing something entirely different from science? So yeah, professors are what professors are. I think overall I've liked very few professors at my college, and most of them are like biology professors. And like I mentioned before, biology was not necessary for us at all. Right? We had one course in our first year, but I'm doing electronics. So in electronics, I had like no biology professors. But we still were able to get along with those professors and even the students like of those professors because those professors were like so fucking chill. They literally like hand out free grades if they felt like it. They would actually like take an interest in like teaching their subject and stuff like that. It's very different from like how electronics professors taught us. Like the electronics faculty just like did not give a shit. They didn't even know what they're talking about. They just like randomly opened up a slide. They used to write some weird fucking shit on the blackboard, and they just used like, "Alright, class is done. Fuck you too. I'll kill your." I can't end the sentence. Stuff like that. I don't know. They're all just like fucking sadists at the end of the day. I didn't know what to deal with it. So my entire final year had like all my humanities courses instead of like all this. So there's then. Figured out about dropping out is that I didn't do it sooner to make more money. I guess that makes sense, right? A job. Uh, I can't drop out, but at the same time, like even though it's like fairly late, I'm sure I can still pick up some skills, right? Even if it takes like a while, I'll try picking up as many skills as I can and try working on a place. Like right now, I'm like learning all this stuff about like embedded cybersecurity and all this stuff, right? I spoke about this the last time we like this topic got brought up. Um, so I'm learning it fairly slowly because I mean some of it sounds basic, and then when it doesn't sound basic, it sounds fucking dank. It sounds way too dank. So I just don't want to like throw myself into it and like speed run the entire course itself. So I'm taking my own time with it, but it's taking a good amount of time. Like I started last week, right? I just started last week, and so far I've gone through like good amount of stuff. But like actually putting all this like into like experience is like very different. Another reason I'm not dropping out of college is because I know graduating from this particular college is going to like help massively when it comes to like engineering jobs. Because like just having the name of my college on like my resume will like throw me like way above like a lot of other competitors for the same like position. Because again, I is Bits Ivy League, it's technically a premium class institution, right? And it's something that a lot of like companies will look for. Bits is massive. Yeah, it's basically like just second place to like IITs and like IIMs and shit like that, right? So it's given like a good amount of recognition. It's given a very good amount of recognition. Really, get out, fuck the professors and time. Yeah, I'm almost done. I don't even have midsems or exams or anything of the sort. Right now I just have like this work as part of my last semester, and after this I'm done. After this I'm done, and I just have to like get my own skills up, like on my own, which I'm doing anyway. But I'd still like take like more tips, more advice from like other people, because my dad just does not give like decent enough advice. It's just like all stress, and I do not want to deal with it. Right? It's a massive problem that I'm facing. I cannot like talk with the dude because it's always extra annoying, and I'm not sure why it is the way it is. But I get like a massive headache whenever he starts talking about it because he talks like so much shit, and so much shit is useless on top of that. Like he'll occasionally bring up something and he brings up good points with it. Then he randomly starts talking about like random shit and like having to take care of the family. I'm like, dude, I've mentioned this before. If I'm able to, I'll take care of like you guys since you guys are parents, right? And like, what kind of son would I be if I like fucking abandon my parents, right? But at the same time, with the way like everything's been like going on recently, again, for all of you at the beginning stream, you remember that the whole what do you say topic of discussion I had with my parents today. I don't know. I don't know, right? It's not like I'm going to throw them into like an old age home or something. I'm sure my dad like has his own plans going on, so he can like live comfortably on his own. I'll mostly just like keep sending back like a fraction of like my money that I make in the future as my salary back to them, because that's what like a lot of people do. I think it's stuff like that. I don't know. So it's not just that. I would like worry about like a lot of stuff right now. So I don't want to live in India, right? I don't want to live in India because I do not give a shit about this country, or the people living in it, or anyone I know as well. There's probably like a grand total of like four people, four, maybe like three people I like in this country, out of which two are in this city, and one is Sam. So there we go, three people, I guess. Right? I don't interact with my brother at all. He very rarely comes into my room to like take a fucking shit, I guess. And you guys who watch my streams know this as then. And I grew up with economic pressure, and every lost opportunity is a crisis. They have their own trauma that they have to sort through and apply to us. Take their advice at a pound of salt. a pound of salt. Sourced by parents grew up in 80s China. That's interesting. My parents just grew up like, dude, I know my parents grew up like very comfortably, dude. Like my mom obviously has like no good advice because she did BCom and then she just got married. And if you know women in India, women who basically just did BCom and like got married, basically like contribute zero to like everything. Like if they're not a housewife, they're like literally useless. Is all I'm going to say. I'm not saying women are useless. I'm saying women in India who did only a BCom degree because it's not even being used. They just do it for the sake of like having a degree because the parents can pay for it. No, no, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I'm actually being serious about this. Right. So like everything my mom says is actually just fairly just stupid. And my dad knows this as well. So every time my mom starts like once in a while, my mom is obviously not like a dumb fuck, right? So like when it comes to like managing life itself, like the cooking and stuff and all that stuff is never mind. I can't make that argument. I tried coming up with something to like defend my mom, I guess. Like my mom isn't like as big of a dick as my dad is. But basically, everything my mom knows is because of my dad. Like even cooking and all that stuff, my dad knows. Like I can't even make the joke of oh like oh you're a woman, go to the kitchen because my dad taught my mom how to cook. So my dad is like the original cook in the house. My mom is literally just doing it because my dad has like work, right? And he's not at home most of the time. He's just like working, right? But I know my dad grew up like very comfortably, right? Like sure they had like a lack of internet and all that, but like his entire schooling life went smoothly, his college life went smoothly. So searching for a job and all that went smoothly. Because he just never worried about all this because apparently he just had like the plan from earlier, right? So he had like one straight path that he went through fairly easily without issue, and the only thing he had to do was study. The only thing that he had to do was study enough to like get from point A to point B to point C, right? Brad constantly has a breakdown about me not having a master degree like him, despite my salary being two times his. Oof. Oh, oof. That's interesting. If I remember correctly, China's economy suffered during 80s, like 1988. Oh, that's interesting. Dude, I think, when did my dad, I think my dad graduated in like the 80s or like early 90s, I think. Like my parents are like far younger than yours, Chop, right? Oh, you know. Yeah, I think it was like 90s when my dad, what do you say, graduated. Like end of 80s, I think. So, I mean, in all honesty, he did not like have as big of an issue. Like he even like worked in the US and stuff. Dude. He worked in India, went to US and worked there, got even more money, and now he's working like in a I guess it still is a US company, but it's like in India. Like it was based off at Boston, right? Analog devices, and yeah, every opportunity lost is a crisis. Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, so if I was a normal kid without issues, I 100% could have taken my dad's advice. I 100% could have taken my dad's advice because if I was a normal kid, I'm sure I could have kept up with like all this shit. But like having as many issues as I do now, it just I can't, dude. It feels like way too much. It feels like way too much, and I can't deal with it. And it's getting to my head, right? And it's affecting like what do you say, my entire emotional state as well. So there is then like, all right. In the first place, I have like zero reason to live. Like I just do not want to live anymore because I don't feel like anything is like worth it. So like, why work in the first place, right? Why work in the first place if I'm going to do something that doesn't even feel satisfying? Because like, where am I going to feel like the max amount of satisfaction from? Now it's just like me streaming and talking to you guys, right? But that's not even like career choice. I'm like thinking about that, right? So yeah, like I remember feeling the same thing around when I was graduating college. Like I'm sure like a lot of people have like gone through this, right? Remember that things eventually get better. I mean, I guess we'll have to see, right? I guess we'll have to see. But I don't know. I really do not want to like do anything when it comes to like anything. Like I don't want to put like a unnecessarily heavy amount of work or effort into anything. Like if the job requires it and if it's doable, I'll do it. But if it requires way too much energy out of me, I'm not going to want to do it at all. Right? So there's that. I'm glad I'm here now. Well, thanks for stopping by. As always, Chop, I really appreciate it. There's then. But I don't know. I'm in this mindset. Minds I can't fucking speak. This state of mind right now. And I don't know if I can like what do you say? Stream positively or even like comfortably in that same state. So going through it, that's why I'm going to therapy. I found people I want to live for, but it's hard to find the will to live oftentimes. Yeah. Uh I want to go for therapy again. But like the last time I went for therapy, got diagnosed what do you say, schizophrenia and all this. And I came back and after I stopped medication, because again, I could not like keep taking the medication that I did. My dad was like, "Alright, so it was useless. So you don't need it. You can deal with it on your own, right? You don't need therapy." I'm like, "Huh? What?" So that happened, and he still doesn't believe that I have it. But there is then. There is then. I want to go for therapy like once again because I actually want to sit through it and have like actual therapy going on, like without meds. I'm actually going to outright like deny meds this time because the last time I said, you know what, I'm fine. I can take meds if it helps, but I didn't know how it was going to feel until I actually like took my meds for like a few months down the line, right? So I took them for like half a year, and the entire half a year, my brain literally did not function. I was like, this is fucking dumb. As much as it felt, I can't even say satisfying, but somewhat similar to that. As much as it felt that way, at least I didn't have to like feel like everything like coming down on me. But like the moment I stopped it, everything just like fucking hit like a truck. Again, meds don't do shit. They help the start, but now they actually don't do anything. You have antidepressants, right, Nevi? I don't think you had antipsychotics like I did. Uh, because again, like I mentioned, my dosage, if it was too low, it didn't work at all. But my dosage was pretty high. Like for an average person, that's a very high dosage that I had to take. Because my schizophrenia, the way it acted up and peaked, and like all the other issues I had, I needed like a lot. So I had to take like two different what do you say antipsychotic tablets. I forgot the name of them, but I take two of one and one of the other. I remember this much. I don't remember the names of them, but they didn't taste like shit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's probably why I was like used to like just taking them. This tasted like candy balls, I guess. But I severely underestimated how they would like work, and I just like felt crippled since then, I guess. For all of you who know, like I know Mew has bought my book. I know Mew has bought my book. Uh, but I don't know what she thinks about it because I don't know if she's read it yet. I know she's busy and all that. She has like IRL shit going on, which I mean, all power to her. Hopefully, she gets there. Lamin gets to like reading my book eventually if she has free time. I mean, uh, but the reason I don't talk about my book or ask people to buy it is because if you bought that book, you would come to some sort of understanding as to how my brain did function back in like the end of school, beginning of college ish, right? Uh, not the book isn't about my brain, but if you go through the book and like go through it in the form in like the way a theory crafter would, that entire book basically has my mental state in it, right? So there is that. There is that going on. Sounds like you're living within the constraints of emotion set up by your dad right now. Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to. I obviously don't want to, which is why I'm like extra worried because right after college gets over, I want to get a job where I can work, get enough money to one at least primarily move out and rent out a place to live at temporarily before I can like actually move abroad and just like live there permanently is my plan. And I want to like hit both these goals as soon as I can right after I'm done with college because it's not going to happen in the middle of like this itself. Uh so like right after I graduate, I guess is when I can do all this. Do you know the average studio rental price in your area? They're Near my area, there's none. I actually have to like go to the outskirts of my city and stuff, and even that is like fairly expensive. I think how much is it? Like, can I look it up right now? How much would it be right now? Because I was looking for like studio apartment rentals anyway. So right, when the looking up that market might give you some comfort. I guess so. I guess so. Uh, what the fuck? How to search for localities? Hello? What does that even mean? Yeah. So basically, the deposit is like fairly high for like most of these places. Comes down to like 1.5 lakhs and stuff. I mean, most of them are like averaging around like 1 lakh as a deposit, and then the rent itself is like around 20,000 per month. So I basically have to get like 20,000 on like per month. Uh, but the deposit itself is something I most likely will have to take a loan for. So I guess I'll have to see. Our maintenance and all that shit isn't like that much, I guess. But yeah, 20,000 a month is a little more than what I'm getting paid right now from like this job that I'm working at. But I don't want this to be like the minimum amount of money that I have per month. Because if I have to spend this much on rent itself, then I won't have like too much to spend outside of then, which is obviously something I'm worried about, right? For like obvious reasons. Uh but I guess I'll have to see. I guess I'll have to see. If if I have roommates, I guess it would be like far more comfortable because I can basically like spread it down like two or three ways. But the deposit is like the one thing that's like worrying at the moment, and I'll think about it later. So that's basically how it looks like here in Bangalore. Have you had any family members who might give you a place to live for a few months? Going to lend you the deposit? I do not want to like stay indebted to like my family members. If anything, I know my dad will like help out with like deposit, like move out. Uh, because I know he knows I'll eventually pay him back like over time. That's about it. But I'm not going to do anything at the moment because I don't have the money. I literally do not have the money to like live like outside my home right now, which is why I'm like here. But as soon as I'm done with this, I have to like make sure I get a job that pays well, uh, and then like move out as soon as I can. Because like obviously I can't like move abroad like as soon as I'm done like graduating. Uh, because I have to like work it up. I have to work up to it, right? Is the plan. So there's that. It's a whole issue, but yeah, it is what it is. Allowed to ask like some friends, I guess. Where are you planning on going? Right now, I'm just gonna like rent a place like close by, like in the city itself. Because then I don't have to like travel outside the city itself, right? I can like, if I can, I'll just like live around like a certain area, and then I can like always like travel easily around. If I am working here, that is. If I get more money in the future, I'll mostly like go and live in US if I still have my citizenship. Otherwise, I don't know. I'll have to see. Like I do want to move back to US is like my plan. But I know like several other countries are like a little cheaper to live in. So I'm just thinking about it, I guess. I'm just thinking about it. The numbers gives you a goal, and with a goal you can make a plan, and with a plan, you have a date to look forward to. Yeah. So most low end paying jobs, not even low end, most like mid jobs that come for engineers in India, it comes down to like I think around 3 lakhs per annum, and 3 lakhs per annum is basically just a little over 20,000 a month. What if you're okay with chain smoke? No comment. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, it feels dank, man. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, I smoke cigs under Chop's bed. I see, Becca. Very cool, I guess. I fucking hate cigarettes, but we don't talk about that because I don't care enough. You can do whatever you want. I don't know. I just like the smell of it, and I'm sure most of you guys know that as well. But beyond that, where was I? Where was I? What did I miss? What was I talking about? All right, the rent and stuff, right? The rent for like a mid-paying job is like 20K, which is like the whole rent for like this. And I don't want to live barely like just like that, right? Because if I'm going to stream, which is again my only source of satisfaction right now, because dude, like I enjoy talking more at this point. Like playing games and all that stuff also doesn't like give me any satisfaction or anything. Like Elden Ring is one thing, right? Because like I don't even play Elden Ring like in the hardest way possible. I've more or less already grinded up to like 150, and I use my Ash summons and all that. But the game is still brutal even on top of that, and it's why I'm enjoying the game. Outside of that, I don't know. Outside of that, it just doesn't feel like games cut it for me anymore. So I just don't have that much of an interest in like playing as many games as I am currently. Maybe at some point, but I'll see. Have you looked up Fiverr jobs for helping non-techie people set up OBS and voice mirror or other socials? That's a thing? No short. There's no way. There's no way that's real. $15 to $60 a pop. I don't think that's going to work in India, dude. I don't think anyone is like willing to like spend that much money in India. I'm looking at them right now. Let me go to Fiverr. Let me see this for myself. Alright, let's go to Fiverr. And here we have OBS setup. I would set up Streamlabs OBS for stream, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Starting at 1,000. It's like a little over $10. Oh, so that'll be Indian. Never mind. That's true. I just thought about it after looking at this. But alright, I mean, I could do this. I could like do this, but I'll see. I guess maybe I'll do this as well. How useful it'll be, however, is like a entirely different issue, right? And now that I know this is there, I can like obviously think about it because I didn't even like think about this. This VPN to service USA people, I guess makes sense. Is that a PayPal? I have a PayPal account, but dude, PayPal is fucking weird in India. Doesn't feel sustainable. It's not for sustainability. It's just like a thing you can do for a site, dude. Setting up OBS and all that doesn't take like more than like an hour or two, unless you're going like fucking hi-fi and shit. Like actually like having a lot of shit integrated into your OBS, like if you're using Elgato and all these softwares. Because I obviously don't have what do you say expertise with that. I know Baka and all these guys do, but I don't. Like most people don't even know where to set up Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's surprising. I was gonna look up my nationality anyway. I mean, makes sense. But like, I mean, you can like see it on Fiverr. Never mind. That's not the important part. Like PayPal, alright. Here's the thing with PayPal. Do you know PayPal doesn't fucking work in India? Like it works inside of India itself, but you can't make cross-country payments. You can't make cross-country payments because it's banned in India. There's some weird online laws regarding all of it apparently. So PayPal just doesn't work in India. That use a VPN, set up USA PayPal, use the USA PayPal to pay yourself via Twitch biddies. Chop, that is the dumbest thing I've heard, but I will take that into consideration, I guess. I'll take that into consideration, I guess. When it comes to tech, I'm extremely dumb. I mean, I'm not going to say anything regarding that, right? Because when it comes to tech, it's not like I like pride myself on like the knowledge either. Like, dude, I don't follow like tech news. I don't look at like fucking graphics processors. I don't look at like the latest and greatest like fucking iPhones or like fucking tablets or anything that's coming out. I keep asking people for like suggestions as well, right? They have anything coming up within. But if I know if I understand how to use something, I can like what do you say help out others. Like so like Chop mentioned like this OBS and like voice meter stuff and all that, right? I can do that. I can do that without an issue, right? Because I know how to do this thing now. Like Streamlabs, I entirely figured out on my own, and OBS, uh, I basically just had to like port over a few things, but I still have to like switch over very few things from Streamlabs to like OBS anyway. I mean, granted, the only thing we have in what do you say Streamlabs right now is this command. Hello, where's my time command? What the fuck? Someone type time. Yo, what the fuck happened to Streamlabs? Did it fucking die? Oh, what the heck? It's so slow. What is this percentage shit? I don't know what that is. Never mind. But yeah, it came out so slowly. But yeah, that's the only one. That's the only command that's part of Streamlabs, and that's the giveaway time thingy, right? Which I'm sure most of you guys already crossed it if you're active in my chat. So there is then that, or if I mean if you're there throughout the 12-hour stream, I guess you guys got enough. Give me life advice. That's one genius idea. All right, make shit tons of money and be kind to others. Wow, shop. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool advice. Very cool. But yeah, I don't know how I can earn a fuck ton of money. I mean, earning a fuck ton of money, regardless, like will take like a while, right? So you obviously have to like save and not spend like an idiot, like number one. Uh, but again, that's what I'm worried about because I want to live like in comfort. I don't want to live in like a fucking mansion or anything. I want to live somewhere where I get good internet, can do my job in peace, won't be disturbed as much by others, and won't disturb others as well. And that's it. That's my goals for living in the future, right? But to get there itself feels like a mess, I guess. I don't know. It's just stressing me out. And like for most of you guys who know this, I don't usually stress about things. But recently I've been stressing out quite a bit, especially because of this. And I don't know how to deal with stress for the same reason that it just doesn't feel nice. It just doesn't feel nice. Like at all, right? Like I guess some people are used to it because they've been stressing out since like they were kids and stuff. But now I don't know. I don't know. For someone who's like very new to like all this, it feels like a hot fucking mess. And like ignoring even that, like the fact that I can't technically exist in like a workspace environment, like what do you say, like engineering jobs, like my dad wants me to work in because m- I can like converse with some people. I guess I can converse with some people, but like actually going like in depth and having like long ass conversations with people like regarding different things, sitting through meetings and like giving out like opinions and all that stuff, like as far as I've seen, is not something I can do because I get extremely tired just talking. Uh, and like half the time, like when I'm like talking with you guys as well, it comes off as extremely professional, right? So even if I try my hardest, I'm still going to like somewhat slip up somewhere and I'm going to like speak like extremely bluntly with people. Talking to people is exhausting, yeah. And like to add on top of that, the fact that I'm extra blunt when it comes to a lot of things, like it's just like what do you say? It happens unknowingly. I forgot the word. Like I don't even know how it happens. It's just like something that's like part of like a habit now. Like if I have my thoughts on something, I'll give out my thoughts. Talking is meaningless. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm of the same idea, logic as well, I guess. However, it's fairly important, right, moving in the future. Unconsciously, yeah, unintentionally. Also, welcome to stream, Nucky. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, it's very unintentional, but whenever I talk about things, very often it turns into like a blunt remark, which a lot of people get thrown off by, and a lot of people don't like me for the same reasons. But it is what it is, right? Has been lurking. Alright, thanks so much. I appreciate that, Lucky. And all honestly, you didn't have to, considering that this stream in particular is not like a fun one, right? But I appreciate it nonetheless. So yeah, I'll take Chop's advice though. Um, Now I looked at like the price of like places and stuff. I didn't like think about this before. I mean, I knew like a vague ballpark of like this would be like the issue, but I'll actually have to like try to like score like. Yo, what's up, Toasty Goat? Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for stopping by. But yeah, since I looked at places like this, like Shop asked, I can like it- try to like find a job that pays like this much annually. I guess. And on top of that, even the stuff with Fiverr that you mentioned, I guess I could do. I mean, in all honesty, it seems like there's a lot of people for then, but I guess we'll see though. I guess we'll see. Some people are blunt, man. Makes it so much easier to talk to them. I don't know to second guess whether they say shit. Yeah. So I've spoken about this as well. I used to be like a pathological liar, right? So like whenever people talk to me, they didn't know what I was saying. However, However, uh, down the line, like after therapy and stuff, I'm like, you know what? What's the point of lying? What's the point of lying? It's literally not fun. Like, sure, you can start drama if you want, I guess. But like, if you just like say whatever's on your mind, if it's not a lie, you don't have to like worry about it because you've been honest about it. You don't have to worry about it, right? That's more or less what went on in my head when uh I switched to just like being blunt, and now almost every conversation I've had with people is me being blunt. So some people are fine with it because, well, it's like easier to have a conversation with. Some people are thrown off by it because you don't expect like such a blunt remark for like some statements, right? Is that lying makes things more complicated? Plus, I don't even have the energy for it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Truth is a good policy as long as you're not a spy. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Lucky. Well, luckily for me, I'm not a spy because no one is going to hire me as a spy, dude. I talk too much shit. I talk too much shit about everything. There is then. So there is then. I guess we'll have to see though. Like even moving forward, if I'm going to go into like cybersecurity and all that stuff, go into cybersecurity. There's no shot I can like act as a spy. Like, there's obviously going to be like some sort of NDAs and stuff that I would like go through, right? There's that. No spies here. All right, Chrome. Okay, dude. But yeah. I just more or less wanted to get like all this off like my chest. Just talk about it, and I'm most likely going to take like a break for like a few days from like streaming itself. I'm streaming on Twitch. I mean, if you guys want, you guys are always free to ping me on Discord. I'll stream on Discord itself if you guys want me to. But I don't know. I don't really want to like stream on like Twitch for like a bit. Like I want to avoid like the platform for like a while. Like I'll have Chatterino open, I guess. Every once in a while if I see someone I like go live, I'll go drop by. But if I don't see like anyone, then I won't drop by. Because again, since I wake up pretty late, I miss like a lot of like people who stream in the morning. I mean morning for me is like night for like a lot of people in the US. But like the usual people who I end up watching are like who? Geo and all these guys, right? Basically that time span before I go live. Stuff like during lunchtime for me. If I see you guys live, I'll drop by. If I see you guys live and if I like you, I mean. So that is then. That is then. To come back when you do, well, thanks for that, Nemi. I know a few of you will, right? I can't say the same for like everyone because everyone has like their own thing going on, right? I don't expect everyone to like keep coming back for this. And even moving forward, it's not like again, I'm pointing this out for Chop here because Chop thinks I care about this. Uh viewer counts and all that stuff are not something I care about. I mean this again, as long as there's even like one or two people to talk to in chat, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. That's all I want out of this. Because again, it's satisfying talking to people who I can vibe with. If I can't vibe with it, I mean you guys are feel I mean, just feel free to roast them, I guess. Roast the fuck out of them, burn their asses, light up their butthole, I don't know. Something of the sort. Guess that's how bacon is made. I don't know. But yeah. I think I'll end stream here. Right. I don't honestly honestly I don't have like much else to add outside of this. So yeah, there is then. So once again, for everyone who dropped by, I really appreciate it, Ryan. Thanks so much. I mean you guys, for whatever reason, these fucking streams like have like much more of an active chat than like my usual streams, which is odd. I guess it's because like, there's not a lot of people live at the moment. But there is then. We have permission to roast boys, hell yeah. You guys always like feel just always feel free to roast like dumb fucks in chat, I guess. Because I'm probably going to like fucking insult them like halfway through if I don't like them. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Usually the way I like have my stream set up, like my own personality set up for it, is what he's saying. I just don't encourage that kind of like shit going on in my chat, right? Plus, I guess I'm not a girl. So I don't get like that many weirdos in my chat. Plus, I don't play Genshin, so I guess I don't get that many weirdos in my chat. So there is that, which is convenient. It's good, not bad at all. But yeah, that's about it. I can't even ask. I can't even say. I hope you guys had fun because this stream was pretty heavy. I know for a fact, like some of you like sat through the entire thing. You guys know how it is. But I'll do another stream like this in the future. It won't be soon. It'll be maybe a few weeks down the line if I'm feeling better or feeling worse. I don't know, but I just want to like get this out of the way and just like basically announce that I'll be going on break from Twitch for like a while. I'll still brain dead like stream on Discord and all that shit if I can, but that's about it. Right? If you guys actually want to like drop by Discord though, here you go. Right? If not, if I don't stream on my own Discord, you'll probably see me in like other people's Discords and all that stuff because I mean I literally join every single Discord that of streamers who I watch, right? So like if anything, if Chop wants, I'll stream in Chop's server. I don't think anyone Muse server is gonna watch me, but I can stream on like Ghosty server and all this stuff as well. So there's that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by once again. I really appreciate it, right? So yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I cannot express this enough, but I appreciate each and every single one of you who drops by my streams. Like especially my regulars, right? So yeah, much love to all of you. And I guess I'll catch you guys whenever I'm back. I'll let you guys know. I don't know. I'll just take like a break for a bit. But yeah, that's about it. Peace out. See ya.